nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
We welcome you to beautiful Langhorst Field on the campus of Elmhurst University as we bring you Blue Jay Lacrosse. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Kruger. Tonight it's the season opener as the Elmhurst University Blue Jays entertain the Milwaukee School of Engineering, the Raiders. Glad to have you with us. The Blue Jays and the Raiders, of course, last year, both teams' seasons were shortened because of the COVID-19 virus. The Blue Jays were 2-5 last year. They did not play any CCIW conference games. Meanwhile, the Raiders were 4-1 last year. They were 2-0 in the Midwest Lacrosse Conference. Mark Morrell, the head coach of the Blue Jays, now in his 9th season. He has been the leader of this program all along, and he is very excited about this year's team. Meanwhile, Sean Farrell in his 7th season as the head coach of the Raiders. Get to the starting lineups for you. Marcus Yendall, all-conference performer, 6'1 senior, is the attacker. Jacob Lemke is a midfielder, a sophomore. Jake Delgado is in goal, the senior from Parker, Colorado. Trent Nyberg, the big 6'4 senior defenseman. Ben Luke, an attacker, only a sophomore. Ryan Moran is a short stick midi, a senior. Andrew Freerich, all-conference performer as well. Ryan Camerata, Ethan Stepanek. Two defenders, David Castaneda and Tony Marbs, the starting lineup for Mark Morrell.
Defender, number 10,
John Kubicki, the face-off man for the Raiders. Sean Finneran is in goal. Kyle Krieger, Max Jenny, the attackers. Bennett Harris is on defense. Liam Brown is a junior attacker. Larry Holmgren, midfielder. Caleb Foster, Jacob Killian, and Jacob Boynowicz, the starting lineup for Sean Farrell. John Kubicki and Jacob Lemke will have the opening face-off here, and we are just about ready to go. We are delighted to have you with us here tonight. 48 comfortable degrees here in Elmhurst. No wind to speak of really tonight, so just beautiful, ideal weather conditions. And opening face-off controlled by Elmhurst here. 4 15-minute quarters on the men's side. There is an 80-second shot clock as well that's into play. Coming in, Cullen Nordman for the Blue Jays. Talked briefly about last year. We mentioned the Blue Jays with a record of 2-5 overall. Marcus Yendall led the team with 22 points. He had 10 goals and 12 assists. Ben Luke had 20 points, and there's a push. Friedrich from behind. Working around the shot and the save on goal. Sean Finneran with the goal. Stop. Look at these two goalkeepers. Jake Delgado has 390 minutes in goal for the Blue Jays. He's had 74 goals against him. His goals against average is 11.36. 80 saves. Save percentage, 52%. He was an all-conference goalkeeper for the Blue Jays. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Raiders, Sean Finneran only has 43 minutes in goal for the Raiders, but his goal against average is just over 4. 5 saves, only 3 goals against. His save percentage is 62.5%. So a lot more experience with the Blue Jays goalkeeper in Jake Delgado. Cullen Nordman is going to be there for the Blue Jays. Of course, Trent Nyberg, the 6'4" defender, is going to be one of the key players on defense for the Blue Jays. Coach Morrell, his assistants, Carter Meyer, and everybody has heard of Mac Harden. Mac Harden, the All-American player here for Elmhurst, one of the better players to come through this program. He is now an assistant coach for Coach Morrell. Reset the shot clock here. Raiders in possession. The Blue Jays, the first 3 contests of the season will be here at Langhorse Field. Tonight, of course, then Wednesday night they'll be back at it against Marion. It's a 6 o'clock opening face-off. And then a week from today, Saturday, March 6th, against Concordia, Wisconsin. That is a 1 o'clock face-off. Blue Jays, couple of substitutions here now. Number 2, Blaine Hind, coming in, a 6-foot freshman from Muskegon, Michigan, comes in for the Blue Jays. Andrew Freerich will wait to set things up. Dropped it, picked it back up, dropped it again. Ball is loose, and the ground ball is picked up by Marcus Yandal. Blue Jays retain possession of it here. Cullen Nordman. And we got a whistle here, and a penalty marker comes down.
Yes.
This will go against the Raiders, and it looks like the Blue Jays will have a man-up situation here.
Okay, so back in, so P for penalty. Input, P penalty.
Jacob Boynowicz will take a knee for the Raiders, it looks like here. Well, it looks like Marcus Yandal is... No, it's going to be, Marcus Yandal. Yeah, so a man-up situation here for the Raiders. Marcus Yandal with the penalty. Man-up conversions, the Raiders convert on just 18% of their man-up. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays, man-up conversions, 32% they convert. So the Raiders, with the man-up situation here, see what happens.
So 1 minute, penalty, so you go.
Chandler Forster, number 12, was at the point, and now it's number 4, Max Jenny. Shot on goal that time by Kyle Hedblom, 6-foot junior from St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Raiders retain possession. Tanner Whips, number 2, brings it along here to the near sideline to Hedblom. Down to the ground. Boy, good defense. Good smothering defense by the Blue Jays.
MSOE 2, caused by 10.
Elmhurst quickly ahead. Here's Ryan Moran. Moran to the far side. Chandler Forster. And they work it on the far side here. 11 minutes remaining here in this opening quarter. Last year, the Blue Jays averaged 8 goals per game. Meanwhile, the Raiders averaged 17 goals per game a year ago. Blaine Hind, number 2, is at the point now. He's got the ball right now for the Blue Jays. No score opening moments. Season opener between these two ball clubs, the Raiders and the Blue Jays. Swinging around, and the shot by Ethan Stepanek is wide. Boy, Ethan, he is a big man. 6'6", 260-pound freshman. Tallest player on this Blue Jays team. From Lockport, went to Providence Catholic High School. Trent Nyberg is a pretty tall guy as well. He's 6'4", and Stepanek has a couple inches on him.
Turnover 14.
And a turnover here by Cullen Nordman.
Turnover 14 caused by 30, ground ball 30.
And now the Raiders on the attack here. We've played over 5 minutes in the opening quarter, season opener. No score from Langhorse Field. Loose ball. Yendall is out of the penalty box. Both teams at full strength. And now Marcus Yendall jogs it at the point and surveys the situation. Tosses it over to Freerich. Freerich keeps it here on the near side. Ben Luke makes the move. Now he comes back here to the near side.
16.
Luke takes the shot and scores. So Ben Luke gets the first goal of the game and of the season. And it's an unassisted goal, and the Blue Jays lead it 1-0. Ben Luke a year ago had 16 goals. He was the leading goal scorer for the Blue Jays. 20 points on the year, 16 goals, 4 assists, 14 ground balls. So Ben Luke, the sophomore from North Bend, Washington, gets the first goal of the season. Ben Luke, he earned 3 varsity letters from Odeya High School in Washington. Was named to the first team all-conference squad as a sophomore and a senior. His junior year, he was a second team all-conference in high school. Was the team captain, earned U.S. Lacrosse All-America honors as a senior in high school. So his future is bright here at Elmhurst University. The sophomore scores the first goal of the game and of the season for Coach Morrell. Came at the 9:23 mark of the opening quarter. So now we'll see how the Raiders respond. Eric Nelson driving, and he got cut off. Boy, again, a nice defensive play here for the Blue Jays that they have really clamped down defensively. Ryan Moran now throws it over here to the near side. This is Ben Luke. Shooting by Chandler Forster. Another shot on goal for the Blue Jays. New shot clock. Yendall on the far side. He's got it. Substitution. Freerich comes in, and he'll get it right now at the point. So he veers off to the top of your monitor. Plays catch with Yendall. Marcus coming behind the cage. 1-0 Blue Jays here. We are at the 7:46 mark. Opening quarter. Season opener, Blue Jays and the Raiders from the Milwaukee School of Engineering. Ball is loose in front of the cage, and it's picked up by the goalkeeper, Sean Finneran. Finneran makes a nice outlet and a nice grab that time by Caleb Foster. Foster fires, and a save by Delgado. Jake Delgado, the all-conference goalkeeper, comes up with a huge save. And Jake Delgado behind the cage, boy, he got hit, and he is getting some assistance there by big Trent Nyberg. Boy, hoping Jake is okay. He's a tough kid. Goes down under Freerich with the shot, wide to the right. And Jake is shaking things off, the goalkeeper for the Blue Jays. Under 7 minutes to go, and that shot is good. Another goal that time by Ben Luke. Ben Luke fires from about 12 yards out from the near side. 2-0 in favor of the Blue Jays here.
Elmhurst goal, number 16.
So Ben Luke with his second goal of the game. The assist goes to Marcus Yendall, and it's 2-0 in favor of Ben Luke and the Blue Jays. Boy, Marcus Yendall and Ben Luke, those two, that's going to be a pretty good offensive combination between those two. Face off. This time it's won by the Raiders, John Kubicki. Kubicki races ahead and he veers off to the far sideline. Good start to this one for Coach Morrell and the Blue Jays. 2-0 Elmhurst on a pair of goals by Ben Luke. His second goal was assisted by Marcus Yandal. Now a turnover. And boy, the defense for the Blue Jays has been solid.
No clear above the 50. Yep.
This is the third meeting between these two teams. It's been a while. It's been 7 years since these two teams last met. They met back on March 22nd, 2014 here at Langhorse Field. Elmhurst winning that ball game 12-6. Freerich getting bumped that time by Bennett Harris. Ball is loose, ground ball right at midfield, and it's taken by the Raiders, and we've got a whistle here.
Then 30, ground ball 30.
Larry Holmgren picked up the ground ball.
30, MSOE, no cause.
It was a whistle. There is no penalty. It's going to be Blue Jay ball. The year before, back in 2013, these two teams met, March 27th, 2013, at a neutral site at Concordia, Wisconsin. Elmhurst won that ball game 11-2. So this is the third meeting between these two teams. The Raiders trying to win for the first time against the Blue Jays. Second meeting here at Langhorst Field. Yandal behind the cage. Some fancy footwork out to Freerich. Freerich takes the shot, and it went off the post, it looked like. Wow. Freerich really fired that one. He went sidearm, if you will, and it hit off the post, and now it's going to be Raiders ball here. We should mention that no fans are allowed here at Langhorst Field, CCIW protocol because of COVID-19, unfortunately. So we thank you for logging on tonight. Second athletic event, Blue Jay athletic event of the day. Our first one this afternoon, we were at R.A. Faginal Hall for women's basketball game, as unfortunately Tethany Carrillo's Blue Jays fell to Carthage 58-48. Courtney O'Donnell had 16 points in that game for the Blue Jays women's team. Here's Yandal now as he brings it to the point here for the Blue Jays. He'll take the shot, and another save by Sean Finneran. So the Blue Jays getting some opportunities here. A couple of goals by Ben Luke. Blue Jays lead it 4.5 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter.
Shot by 22 wide, ground ball.
Shot on goal that time by Liam Brown. Liam Brown had 16 points last year to lead the Raiders. He had 6 goals and 10 assists. So he looks to be the leader of the Raiders team offensively this season, as we are at the 4-minute mark of this opening quarter. Blaine Hind penetrated, now brought it back out. Brings it to Ryan Swank. Swank gets bumped. Forster takes the shot. Well, actually, this is Ethan Stepanek. And Stepanek gets the goal for the Blue Jays. Comes with 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. And it's 3-0 in favor of the Blue Jays.
Okay, timeout, MSOE.
So Ethan Stepanek, the 6'6" freshman.
Goal, number 42. Ethan Stepanek.
From Lockport, with his first goal of his career. Played at Providence Catholic in New Lenox, went to Lockport, Illinois. And it's 3-0 in favor of the Blue Jays here with 3:38 remaining. A timeout taken by the Raiders here. Well, as far as basketball goes, I mentioned the women's team came up a little bit short. The Blue Jays today were 0 for 2 as far as basketball goes. The men's basketball team lost a tough one up in Kenosha, losing 81-70. That snapped a six-game winning streak for John Baines' ball club. The men's basketball team now 6-2 on the year, as the men's team and the women's basketball team get geared up towards their respective CCIW conference tournament. Those will get underway next week, and we wish both of those teams the best of luck. But a great start so far here tonight for Mark Morrell and his Blue Jays. 3-0 in favor of Elmhurst. 3:38 remaining here in this opening quarter. They have dominated. Defense has been solid. It's been collapsing. It's been a smothering type of a defense. The Raiders not getting a lot of shots on goal. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays, a pair of goals from sophomore Ben Luke, and also a goal from freshman Ethan Stepanek. Jared Wilhelm now will take the faceoff for the Raiders. He will go up against Jacob Lemke. Lemke and Wilhelm here on the face-off, and this one is controlled by the Raiders. It'll be Wilhelm. Ball is still loose now, though. Ball is still on the ground. Nobody has possession yet, and, well, now finally it's the Raiders coming up with it. Eric Nelson is at the point, number 24. He's got it as he passes it off to Tanner Whips. Tanner Whips had 9 points last year. He had 8 goals and an assist. He's got the ball right now for the Raiders. Under 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Jake Delgado has been solid in the net for the Blue Jays. Whips makes the move, now stops and comes back out. And this will go behind the cage. 24 on the shot clock for MSOE. Shot on goal that time by Kyle Krieger. And now a flag comes down. Krieger made the move. He dove in front of the cage. And they're going to talk about it. The officials are going to have a discussion here. Krieger made the move. He dove in front of the goal. And then the whistle came, then the flag came, and now the officials are going to talk things over here. There's 2 minutes and 31 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. We'll reset at the 9:23 mark. Ben Luke scored the first goal of the game and the first goal of the season for the Blue Jays. He came back with 6:49 left. He scored his second goal. Marcus Yandal had the assist. And then the 6'6 freshman, Ethan Stepanek, scored his first goal of his college career here at Elmhurst, and that made it 3-0, and that's where we're at right now. 3-0 Blue Jays with 2:31 remaining here in the opening quarter. It's been a long discussion here with the three officials. Flag went down just to the side of the Blue Jay the goal. And I'm not sure what the call is. Now the meeting seems to be over, picking up the flag. We'll try to get an idea what that was all about here.
No goal.
Well, they're waving off the goal. Krieger's diving effort. So it's still 3-0 as that goal is negated by Kyle Krieger, the 6'3 junior from Janesville, Wisconsin. It was a heck of an effort by Krieger. And now Coach Morrell is getting an explanation here. The flag came down. Apparently they may have just picked up the flag. Because it looks like it's going to be Blue Jay ball after all of this. Not sure if there was any type of violation, but Krieger dove, and then we saw the flag fly. And now it looks like it's, well, yeah, it looks like they're going to just pick up the flag. And it looks to be Blue Jay ball here. So 2:31 left. Coach Farrell now getting an explanation of what happened. Raiders, by the way, open up the season with 2 games on the road. They were supposed to have started at Augustana on February 13th, but that game got postponed. Of course, tonight is their season opener. They're going to be at Illinois Wesleyan on Wednesday before their home opener a week from today against North Central College. That's a 1 o'clock start for MSOE. All right, play resumes here now. Blue Jay ball with over 2:10 remaining here in the opening quarter. Blue Jays looking to add to their 3-goal lead here, 3-0. And it's going to go to the Raiders here. So the Blue Jays turn the ball over. A couple of defensive players coming in now for the Blue Jays. Daniel Keese, Jacob Hunter into the game. Hunter is a 5'11" junior. He's from California. Boy, Coach Morrell, talk about recruiting. He has recruited players from all over the country. Marcus Yandal is from San Diego. You got players from Texas and Missouri, New Jersey, Albany, New York. Players from all over the country. Another save by Jake Delgado. Ball is loose in the crease area. Bodies flying all over the place, and now we finally have a whistle. Oh my, there is a late push by Liam Brown, and the flag comes. Blue Jays are going to have a man-up situation here. Boy, it was well after the whistle had blown, and Liam Brown just came in and shoved a Blue Jay player. Boy, that should be a... Brown is going to have a knee. That should be a 2-minute penalty. Let's see. So it's going to be a man-up situation here for the Blue Jays. Again, their conversion percentage of man-up situations, 32%. It's a 1-minute penalty. So unnecessary roughness penalty against Liam Brown. So he'll have a knee. And the Blue Jays now a man-up situation basically for the rest of the quarter. It's a 1-minute penalty. There's 1:19 remaining here in the quarter. So a great opportunity for the Blue Jays now to perhaps put another goal on the board with this man-up situation. Marcus Yandal on the restart. 3-0 in favor of the Blue Jays here.
Nothing, all good, thank you.
Blue Jays wisely taking their time here as they swing it around the perimeter with the man-up situation here. Yandal flips it to Ben Luke. And who went down? That was Cullen Nordman that went down for the Blue Jays, but they retained possession here. Up at the point now, Ben Luke. Luke and Yandal at the top. Yandal went over his stick, but Ben Luke was there to bring it down now. 27 seconds to go. The penalty will be over here in about 5 seconds. Shot on goal. Now we got a whistle and a flag comes down here. 21 seconds remaining. 4 seconds left to go in the penalty. And what's the call here? 21 seconds left to go in the quarter.
I don't know. 55? Yeah, 55.
It's like a push.
Ask him if that's a reset. Yes, it hit the pipe. Ask the ref if that's
I believe the shot hit the pipe. It is a push by number 55. That's Jacob Killian. So second penalty of the game for the Raiders.
Got it. Thank you so much. Yes. So hold your clock here. You guys run. You hold.
And a two-man up situation here for just a couple of seconds here now as Brown's penalty is over. So still a man-up situation here for the Blue Jays. With 10 seconds to go in the quarter, shot is wide to the right. Marcus Yandal will restart it here behind the cage. Final seconds winding down, and that will do it. End of the first quarter in the books here from beautiful Langhorst Field. A beautiful night for lacrosse and a good start for the Blue Jays as they lead it by a score of 3-0 at the end of one. So they'll reset. They'll put 15 minutes on the clock as we get ready for the second quarter. If you've just logged on, a couple of first quarter goals by sophomore Ben Luke. The first one came with 9:23 to go in the opening quarter. Then with 6:49 to go in the quarter, Ben Luke scored his second goal of the game, assisted by Marcus Yendall. And then the freshman, Ethan Stepanek, 6'6" freshman out of Lockport, scored his first goal of his college career to make it 3-0. And that's where we stand right now. And the Blue Jays will open up the second quarter with a man-up situation here. Great opportunity to go up 4-0. As I mentioned earlier, Mark Morrell in his 9th season. 2018, he was the CCIW Coach of the Year. 2019, he led the Blue Jays to their first ever CCIW tournament final. Blue Jays were 11-6 that year. They defeated Carthage in the opening round of the CCIW tournament. It was the Blue Jays' first postseason win. Mac Hardin and Eric Langston were both All-Region and All-Americans. First Blue Jays in program history to earn either recognition. Marcus Yendall and Andrew Freerich were all-conference performers 2 years ago. Boy, the Blue Jays, they really had some great players to come through the program, and obviously can't name them all, but boy, how about Quinn Stokes, Ty Funderburk, Andrew Lentz, Noah Monahan, and Nick McClary, among others. Mention, of course, the great Mac Hardin, now an assistant coach for Mark Morrell. And these players, I tell you, they have a ton of respect for Coach Morrell. Ton of knowledge, tremendous lacrosse experience for Coach Morrell, and he has done an amazing job of getting some great players here at Elmhurst University. Second quarter under action, still taking a knee is Jacob Killian, so still a man-up situation. Goal from the point. Ben Luke. How about it? Ben Luke with his third goal of the night. Another assist from Marcus Yendall. Wow. And the sophomore
number 16, Ben Luke,
is putting on a show here.
Marcus Yendall.
Marcus Yendall, his second assist of the night for Ben Luke, his third goal. A hat trick already, and there's still 14:39 left to play here in the first half. And remember, the man-up situation, they capitalize on that. So both teams at full strength here now. So the Blue Jays doing a great job of scoring with the man-up.
MSOE ground ball.
John Kubicki winning that face-off for the Raiders.
So you're gonna just enter.
4-0 in favor of Elmhurst. I mentioned last year in that shortened season, the Blue Jays averaged just 8 goals per game, and that's really not like a Blue Jay team over the years. They score a lot more goals than that, and I was kind of surprised to see that stat. And they're going to put a lot of goals on the board this season. They create a turnover here. Oh, although they drop it, and now the Raiders trying to capitalize on a Blue Jay turnover. Shot, no. Another shot, and that one is good by Tanner Whips.
We got a shot by 22.
Tanner Whips with the goal for the Raiders.
Goal. Assist 3.
Give the assist to Kyle Krieger.
That was a lot
And it's 4-1. So Tanner Whips gives the goal for the Raiders. First goal of the season for them. Tanner Whips last year had 9 points. He had 8 goals, second leading goal scorer a year ago, and an assist.
Ground ball to Elmhurst, 44. Clear attempt, Elmhurst is good.
4-1 in favor of the Blue Jays. Now they're back on the attack, Elmhurst.
No, this is 16.
Ooh, going down hard was Ben Luke, and you can expect a couple bodies on number 16 the rest of this game after scoring 3 goals already. We are approaching the 13-minute mark of this first half. It's 4-1 Blue Jays. Yendall now from behind the cage. Brings it over here to the near side to Nordman.
It was actually 22, the short stick bit caused it.
See? You don't need me, I'm leaving.
Marcus Yendall behind the cage. Fires it over to Freerich and a save. Andrew Freerich had a nice shot from the near wing here. And now the Raiders on the attack as they turn it over here. No caused turnover. Unforced error for the Raiders. They get it to Delgado, and Delgado flips it over to the far side as the Blue Jays bring it downfield. Just over 12 minutes remaining here in this first half. 4-1. Blue Jays led 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. Both teams scoring a goal here in the second quarter. Ben Luke scored his 3rd goal of the game with less than a minute into this second quarter, and then a little over 2 minutes. About 2 minutes gone by when the Raiders scored their first goal by Tanner Whips to make it 4-1. From the point, that shot by Cullen Nordman is saved. Turnover, here come the Blue Jays on the attack. Stepanek here on the near side, and they'll set things up. Nordman at the point, walking it over and flips it to the far wing. They bring it behind the cage. That's Marcus Yendall. Marcus pivots, goes to the far side. Blue Jays pretty patient on this offensive possession. Still plenty of time, 52 seconds to go on the shot clock, so why not take your time? Looking for a hole in this Raider defense. Yendall flips it over to Hind. Hind back to Yendall. Marcus now veering over to the far side. Shot from the point by Swank, and it's a save. Nicely done by Sean Finneran, the goalkeeper for the Raiders. Good battle going here. Midway into this second quarter. Non-conference battle. Of course, the Blue Jays out of the CCIW, the Raiders out of the MLC, the Midwest Lacrosse Conference. The Blue Jays were in that Midwest Lacrosse Conference back in the day before they switched over to the CCIW. Raiders work it behind the cage and they swing it to the far side. Point is Hedblom. Behind the cage, and not coming up with it is Brown. Brown trying to track it down, and it's going to go to the Blue Jays here. 5 minutes have gone by here in this second quarter. We appreciate you logging on to Blue Jay Lacrosse tonight from beautiful Langhorst Field. Temperatures, well, game time temperature was 48 degrees, probably went down a couple degrees by now. But no wind to speak of, beautiful conditions. You see the snowbanks on the outskirts of beautiful Langhorst Field. I'm told the next week we may get temperatures in the 50s, so most of the snow will probably be gone by next week. The next game for the Blue Jays will be next Wednesday here at home against Marion, March 3rd. That is a 6 o'clock opening face-off. And then a week from today will be their 3rd straight home game against Concordia, Wisconsin. So 3 straight home games. Another save by Delgado. And the ball picked up on the far side that time by Trent Nyberg. So another nice save by Delgado. Ground ball scooped up by Castaneda. And the ball is stripped and picked up by Brown for the Raiders. And another ground ball, and this one is going to be right around midfield. Ball is still down on the ground. It's going to go out of bounds and belong to the Blue Jays here.
So now a turnover on MSOE.
So MSOE with another turnover.
Turnover on 2.
Caused by.
Oh wait, who has the ball? No.
We do. Yeah, no,
Oh,
you're
we do.
right.
I'm sorry.
Blue Jays with possession. Oh boy, Stepanek had it and he was going to fire it, but he fell out of the webbing. Freerich has it and jogs over to the far side. Marcus Yandal is at the point. And now we got a whistle and a timeout taken here. Mark Morrell wants to talk things over. Good timeout here with 8:21 to go in the first half. He wants to make sure that he gets a good offensive set here as the Blue Jays lead it by a score of 4-1. Elmhurst scored the first 4 goals of this game, led 4-0, but then with just over a minute gone by in the second quarter, Tanner Whips scored the first goal of the game for the Raiders. He was assisted by Kyle Krieger to make it 4-1, and that's where we're at right now.
So we'll just fix that. So somehow it must have.
Carthage and Illinois Wesleyan have both played a game as far as other teams in the CCIW. Both of those 2 teams winning. Carthage and Illinois Wesleyan are both 1-0. The Blue Jays, on looking ahead, on April 24th, they'll host Illinois Wesleyan. That'll be a Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock. Boy, I remember in years past, Illinois Wesleyan would invade Langhorse Field, and they would just bring an army full of players. They will be favored to win the CCIW this year. Blue Jays will be on the road on March 10th against Aurora University. Blue Jays and the Spartans, that's always been a great matchup over the past few years. I mentioned that the Blue Jays defeated Aurora University last year, one of their 2 wins for the Blue Jays. Nordman makes the move. Freerich with the shot on goal and save. Ball is loose in the crease. And a goal! Second goal by Ethan Stepanek, the freshman. It's a goal for Stepanek. That's going to be his second goal of the game if it stands. The officials are talking things over, as there was a flag thrown. But we'll see if Ethan Stepanek's goal holds. It would be his second goal of the night. It's the exact same position that the officials had a meeting moments ago when they took away Krieger's goal for MSOE. Let's hope they do not take away Stepanek's goal here. Boy, another pretty long discussion here between the officials. Now it looks like they've got things squared away, and we'll get the result here momentarily.
So are they waving off the goal? It's going off, I think. Oh, the goalie got a penalty.
Well, right now,
So is the goal is off. The goal is in.
looks like they're waving off the goal. The goalkeeper, Sean Finneran, it looks like the penalty may have been against the...
Good.
All right, it is a goal. So
3-2 is a goal.
they're giving the goal to Stepanek. So that's his second goal of the night. And then after the goal, apparently, there is a penalty against the goalkeeper. Sean Finneran will have the penalty. So Finneran will take a knee, the starting goalkeeper for the Raiders.
Stay in and serve the entire minute, even if we score.
So it's 5-1 now in favor of the Blue Jays as Ethan Stepanek scores his second goal of the game. So how about this? All 5 goals by the Blue Jays were by underclassmen. 3 by the sophomore Luke and 2 by the sophomore Ethan Stepanek.
We're going to switch goalies for MSOE. Who's in goal?
No.
9.
In goal for the Raiders now is Thomas Miles, a 5'11 sophomore. He's the backup to Sean Finneran. Finneran, the goalkeeper, with the penalty. Very rarely do you see a goalkeeper with a penalty. And a turnover here for the Raiders. And so now the Blue Jays with a man-up situation here with an opportunity to build on their 4-goal lead. 5-1 Blue Jays here. Boy, plenty of action here in the second quarter. Marcus Yandal works it now at the top. The shot on goal by Ben Luke. It's Luke with the goal, his 4th of the game. Give the assist to Marcus Yandal, his 3rd assist of the game. And it's 6-1 in favor of the Blue Jays. Ben Luke with his 4th goal of the night. The penalty against Finneran apparently was a cross-check to the head.
Elmhurst goal number 16.
Boy, oh boy, Ben Luke is having a career night tonight. The sophomore has 4 goals to lead. Boy, those are Mac Harden numbers he's got so far. 4 goals for the sophomore Ben Luke, 2 goals for the sophomore Ethan Stepanek. And it's 6-1 Blue Jays as we approach the 7-minute mark of this first half. Boy, this is an exciting team that Coach Morrell has. You can understand why he was so excited to get the season underway. Blaine Hind. Blocked by Thomas Miles, the backup goalkeeper.
Okay, so one is clear out of the penalty. This is even strength.
So both teams at even strength now. The penalty by Finneran is over, and I'm sure he will come in the next whistle or dead ball. So we'll look for the goalkeeper change. The backup is Thomas Miles in there right now. See if the Blue Jays can capitalize on that. Well, they turn the ball over here. It'll be Raiders' ball here.
Ground ball to 91. Clear. MSOE is good.
MSOE with the shot on goal that time by Max Jenny. And now the goalkeeper change.
Shot, hit the post.
Shot on goal, hits the post, and it's covered up. Well, Thomas Miles, the backup goalkeeper, he was sprinting off. Now he's going back into goal for the Raiders.
Ground ball 4, MSOE 4.
So the shot on goal by Max Jenny. Saved by Delgado, and boy, Delgado is fired up. And there's a shot and a goal. Andrew Freerich gets the goal, and it's 7-1 Blue Jays.
And that was 16 unassisted, I believe. Shot Elmhurst, 16, goal. Or, I'm sorry, 26.
So Andrew Freerich gets the goal, the 5'9 senior from Arvada, Colorado. With the goal with 5:48 remaining in the half, and that gives the Blue Jays a 7-1 advantage. Andrew Freerich last year had 7 goals and 2 assists. He had 9 points, and now a timeout taken here by the Raiders with 5:48 remaining. It is 7-1 in favor of the Blue Jays. Mentioned Andrew Freerich. 2 years ago, he was an all-conference selection. He played in all 17 games as an attacker. Second team all-conference performer.
Andrew Freerich.
2 years ago, 22 goals, 9 assists, 31 points for the Blue Jays. He was 4th on the team in goals scored.
Make sure we have the keeper change in.
And so Freerich gives the Blue Jays a 6-goal advantage now. It's 7-1.
Seconds of the minutes played going third, but as long as the charged goal is correct, that's what you're
Boy, plenty of action here in the second quarter. Blue Jays led at the end of one, 3-0. Ben Luke scored a goal early on in the second quarter. That was his 3rd goal of the game to make it 4-0. Tanner Whips scored the first and only goal for the Raiders to make it 4-1. And then 3 more goals for the Blue Jays. Ethan Stepanek scored his 2nd goal with 7:57 to go. Ben Luke, with 7:15 to go, scored his 4th goal of the game. Marcus Yandal with yet another assist. And then just now, Andrew Freerich, the senior, scoring the goal to make it 7-1 Blue Jays.
Let me look at it. I got to see that. Look at it.
Jacob Lemke and Jared Wilhelm on the face-off here. And the face-off controlled by Wilhelm and the Raiders as they win that face-off. Holmgren got the loose ball after the face-off. 7-1 in favor of the Blue Jays here. Season opener between these two ball clubs, 3rd ever meeting between these two teams. Whips, who has the only goal of the game, to the far side as he throws it over to Krieger. Kyle makes the move. A little bit of a spin move there. Now tries to get the angle and he scores. Unassisted goal by Kyle Krieger, and he says a few words after the goal. Unassisted goal by Kyle Krieger. And now it is 7-2. This one's starting to heat up just a little bit. 5:03 left to play now in the first half, and it's 7-2 now in favor of the Blue Jays. And now it's Lemke and John Kubicki on the face-off here. Kubicki replacing Wilhelm with the face-off. See if the Blue Jays can win this face-off here. 5:03 remaining here in this first half. 7-2 Blue Jays. And another face-off won by the Raiders. Kubicki brings it into the corner here to the near side. Now they'll work it around behind the cage to the far side. Blue Jays looking for a good stop here. 4:37 remaining. The big story here in this first half, 4 goals by the sophomore Ben Luke. 2 goals by the freshman Ethan Stepanek. Good defense that time as Eric Nelson got cut off, number 24, and the Raiders ultimately turn it over. Delgado will scoop it up. And Jake will toss it over here to the near side to David Castaneda. Castaneda, and ball is down, and it's picked up, loose ball by Whips. Picks up the ground ball for the Raiders. Whips. Nice piece of cradling there by Whips, and he goes down, and ball goes behind the cage, and we've got a whistle here. And a timeout taken by head coach Sean Farrell and the MSOE University Raiders here. 3:55 remaining here in this first half. It's 7-2. Blue Jays with the advantage.
Timeout MSOE.
Mentioned Mark Morrell, now in his 9th year as the head coach, a former assistant coach at Wittenberg. And as an assistant there, Wittenberg won back-to-back North Coast Atlantic Conference championships, consecutive trips to the NCAA tournament in 2010 and 2011. Of course, Coach Morrell, a 4-year playing career at Wittenberg. He was a defender for the Tigers. And he brings a wealth of knowledge here to this Blue Jay program. His assistants Garrett Rosick, Mac Harden, and grad assistant Carter Meyer. For the Tigers, he had a career faceoff percentage of 54%, 89 ground balls. So Coach Morrell done a great job with this program, and his defense has come up strong here in this first half, allowing the Raiders just 2 goals so far tonight. As I mentioned earlier, last year, the Raiders averaged 17 goals per game a year ago. Tonight, just 2, with 3:55 to go here in the first half. So the Blue Jay defense has been solid, to say the least. All right, here we go. Raiders with the ball now as we restart it. Brown steps up trying to get an angle, and to the point, now to the far side, the wing there. There's whips as they bring it behind the cage. Krieger. Good defense that time by Trent Nyberg. Good battle there between Krieger and Nyberg on the far side. Good passing inside to Krieger, and Krieger will get the goal. Kyle Krieger comes up with his second goal of the night, and it is now 7-3.
MSOE goal number 3, Kyle Krieger, assisted by number 22, Liam Brown.
Assist by Liam Brown. And so at the 3:09 mark, second goal of the game for Kyle Krieger, and the score is now 7-3 in favor of Elmhurst. Boy, Brown with a really nice interior pass in the crease. Fed Krieger nicely, and Krieger with a quick catch and shoot. Got it by Jake Delgado, and it is now 7-3. 2 of the 3 goals for the Raiders coming from Kyle Krieger, 6'3", 200-pound junior. Spells his last name the same way I do, but he pronounces it Krieger, the old German pronunciation. $2.50 remaining here in this first half. Season opener for both of these 2 ball clubs. Beautiful night for lacrosse here. Temperatures started out in the upper 40s. Now we got a whistle and a stoppage of play here. Looked like one of the posts in the goal came loose, so the officials doing some maintenance there. We'll get ready to go here. Really good mix of veterans and young players on this Blue Jays squad. I mean, you've got some really good experience. Your senior leadership of Andrew Freerich and Marcus Yendall, your 2 seniors, and then you got your young guys like Ben Luke, who's only a sophomore, and Ethan Stepanek is just a freshman. So a really good mix with this year's squad. Got a whistle, and this one is going to be a turnover here for the Raiders. So the Blue Jays get the ball back here with just over 2 minutes to go here. Let's see if the Blue Jays can get another goal here heading into the locker room. We are under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. 7-3, Blue Jays with the lead. Elmhurst University scored the first 4 goals of the game. Shot by Yendall is good. So indeed, they do score. Marcus Yendall with 1:45 remaining in in the first half. Yandal with his first goal of the season, and it's 8-3. So I mentioned the two seniors, Andrew Freerich and Marcus Yandal, and both of those seniors coming up with a goal here, both in the second quarter of this one, and it is now 8-3. Jacob Lemke and John Kubicki, the face-off here. 1:45 to go, 8-3 Blue Jays. And this face-off controlled by the Raiders. MSOE has done a nice job of winning the face-offs here in this first half. Krieger on the far side. He's got a couple of goals tonight for the Raiders. Brown jogs it over here to the near side. He leaves it on the ground, picked up by Sean Roberts. And Roberts has it knocked away. Loose ball, the ground ball is picked up. Well, now it goes out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Raiders. 1 minute remaining here in this first half. Brown has it for the Raiders as he'll jog it behind the... Well, now he's going to make a move here to the near side. And the shot by Whips is off, just wide to the left. Raiders retain possession here. 45 seconds to go in the half. Krieger turns, fades, shoots, and Whips scores. And there is a flag coming after the goal. So Whips with the goal, his second goal of the night. He scored the goal, and then the flag came out. So the goal should stand by Tanner Whips. It would be his second goal of the night. That would make it 8-4.
Tanner Whips, assisted by number 3, Kyle Krieger.
Krieger got the assist. And it's an unsportsmanlike conduct against Tanner Whips. It's a 1 minute unsportsmanlike. So Whips after the goal apparently with an unsportsmanlike 1 minute penalty. So 37 seconds to go. That will bleed into the third quarter. So Tanner Whips with a pair of goals here for the Raiders. And it's 8-4 in favor of the Blue Jays as Elmhurst will look for the final possession perhaps of the half. Shot clock be turned off. Shot from about 12 yards out by Cullen Nordman is saved. Sean Finneran, by the way, the starting goalkeeper, back in there for the Raiders. He was out for a period of time because he got a penalty. Backup goalkeeper Thomas Miles was in there for a while, and that's the end of the first half here from Langhorst Field. The Elmhurst University Blue Jays led by 3 at the end of 1, 3-0. They lead it by 4 here at halftime, 8-4. We'll take a timeout, come back with third quarter action. You are logged on to Blue Jay Lacrosse.
For nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
Embark on a journey to a new future with an advanced degree from Elmhurst University. Whether you want to take your career to the next level or discover an entirely new direction, Elmhurst University has a graduate program for you.
12% of our population have a master's degree.
We're in a period of specialized master's degrees. The advanced degree is a time to get more specific into some areas that you're interested in.
I believe that when you're looking for a graduate degree, you have to be ready.
You need to do some exploration up front to get some idea of what's possible, what people on the outside want and are interested in, and to begin to think about how that may match with your own abilities and interests.
Spend some time thinking about what they're passionate about, what they really enjoy, and what they want to learn more about.
But it's people that may want to better themselves in their career. They might want to look to another industry or maybe even another career. But many are coming just for that personal achievement. It's something they always wanted to do.
At Elmhurst, we believe the educational journey should be student-centered. You'll notice that difference from the moment you connect with us. You'll join a network of professionals and peers who will support you throughout your studies and your career, connecting you with employers all over the Chicago area. You'll hit the ground running, tested, proven, and ready.
I think part of the reason that a person would want to go to graduate school is so that they can get launched into their professional niche. We're able to really get to know our students personally and professionally and really challenge them, push them, and support them in all the ways that graduate students need support.
And we're also in a good position to help you clarify for yourself what your goals are, what your strengths are, what the possible matches might be for when you're done, and we will work with you to do that. So that sort of personal touch, I think, is more than just a saying here. I think it's very real in the way that we relate and interact with all of our students.
And we also help with job placement. The CPE, the Center for Professional Excellence, has been good in helping with resume building, job interviews, whatever it may take.
Our program directors will support you through every step of your journey. Elmhurst faculty aren't just experts in their fields, they're dedicated to expanding your reach with fieldwork, professional connections, and real-world experiences.
We know you. I, as program director, know every single individual who's in the program. I know why they're here. I know what they're looking to do. I know their stories. I know when situations come up that might require us to be a bit flexible and adaptable.
We really have a lot of fun, and we're really good at supporting our students through this rigorous program.
The teachers are phenomenal. I can't ask for a better school to go to.
By train or by car, from city or suburbs, our campus is easily accessible, and our proximity to Chicago, a world-class metropolitan center, means lots of opportunity for consulting projects, networking, and career advancement. You'll love the flexibility of part-time and evening options that allow you to move at the pace that works for you. In fact, some programs are offered entirely online.
We're easily able to give individualized attention to our students. We can really personalize their education.
Also connect our students with our alumni, building those relationships with their peers, building those relationships with their faculty members. Those students are able to make those connections and build lasting relationships for the future.
One of the things that inspired me within Elmhurst is to take on bigger responsibilities. I'm taking a lot of experience from the things that everyone else has done and from this cohort and from Elmhurst and trying to develop this in our company. So overall, it's been a great experience.
You know, if your company now values you, just wait until after you go through the full program. There's absolutely no way I would be able to do what I'm doing now without this program.
Built on 150 years of preparing students for successful careers and lives, Elmhurst University is well equipped for the future. So come tour our historic Arboretum campus and check out our top-notch facilities, from our state-of-the-art nursing simulation center to our speech-language hearing clinic and our small hands-on classrooms. You'll gain the skills you need to succeed.
Graduate school is affordable, and I think more to the point is a good value.
I think it's an investment in your future and an investment in a field that you are passionate about and want to pursue.
We know that going to college is a huge investment. You put your trust and time in Elmhurst University, and we do the same. You invest in us, and we invest in you.
I'd love to tell students not to look back. You want to always look forward, and they tend to gain momentum as they get into the program. At the end, it's just a wonderful thing when you're handed that diploma and you're able to celebrate with all your friends and family.
Pursue your graduate work at Elmhurst University and take that life-changing journey to your successful future.
see if that's indeed the case. Because if we can run off my phone hotspot, RF5ID. If we can run off the hotspot and it works, then we know the problem is the internet connection, and we just have to talk to IT on Monday to figure out how the hell we get around that. That's like it didn't boot me, so that's no, this time it disconnected, so let's see. Make sure we actually have the feed. Okay, that's working. So now, the question is, will it verify the distribution? Okay, so it is 100% an issue with the connection from so we will talk to IT on Monday. That's so bizarre that it works for internet.
And welcome back to Langhorst Field. We are at halftime. The Elmhurst University Blue Jays and the Raiders of MSOE, the Milwaukee School of Engineering University Raiders, and it's 8-4 in favor of the Blue Jays. Mark Kruger, delighted to have you logged on to Blue Jay Lacrosse. Let's recap the scoring for you. It was 3-0 Blue Jays at the end of the first quarter. Ben Luke scored the first 2 goals of the game. The sophomore from North Bend, Washington. And then the freshman, Ethan Stepanek, with 3:38 to go in the first quarter, scored his first collegiate goal to make it 3-0 in favor of Elmhurst. Early on in the second quarter, Ben Luke, with 14:39 left, scored his third goal of the game to make it 4-0 Blue Jays. But the Raiders got on the board with just under 14 minutes to go in the half. Tanner Whips scored the goal to make it 4-1. But then Ethan Stepanek scored his second goal of the half to make it 5-1 Blue Jays. And then it was Ben Luke again, scoring his fourth goal of the game. That made it 6-1. Andrew Freerich scored a goal to make it 7-1. But then Kyle Krieger had back-to-back goals for the Raiders to make it 7-2 and then 7-3. And then with 1:45 to go in the half, Marcus Yandal scored his first goal of the night to make it 8-3. And then with just 37 seconds to go in the half, Tanner Whips scored his second goal of the half to make it 8-4. And that's where we're at right now. So the third quarter just about ready to get underway. They've got 15 minutes on the clock. So Tanner Whips and Kyle Krieger with 2 goals apiece for the Raiders. Ben Luke has 4 first-half goals. Stepanek with 2. Freerich and Yandal each with a goal apiece for the Blue Jays. Jake Delgado has done a nice job in goal for Elmhurst University in that first half. And now we are underway. Blue Jay ball to start the third quarter.
Remember, if this guy comes back on, it's an extra man until he's rejoined the play.
Remember, Tanner Whips is still with the penalty. Remember, he had that penalty late in the second quarter, so still a man-up situation here for the Blue Jays. But now that penalty is over with. So both teams now at full strength here, as the Blue Jays had a brief man-up situation here to start this third quarter. But now, as I said, both teams at full strength.
Nice dodge.
Pass ahead, and the goal is by Ethan Stepanek, his third goal. He's got the hat trick. Can you believe this? Ethan Stepanek, the freshman, with 3 goals now. 6'6", 260-pound freshman. He is a big target.
Elmhurst goal, number 42, Ethan Stepanek, assisted by number 16, Ben Luke.
Nice assist by Ben Luke. And so that now makes it 9-4. Wow. Ben Luke, a sophomore with 4 goals. Ethan Stepanek, a freshman with 3 goals so far tonight. 9-4 Blue Jays.
10 and 5. It was won by 10.
And the face-off is controlled by the Blue Jays. Coming out there was Ryan Moran, the short stick midi. Moran flips it over to Ben Luke. Luke to Yendall, and Marcus will trot it up here to the point. Flip it over to Nordman. And now they get it to Blaine Hind. Hind now veers off to the left, pass, and they bring it back on the sideline on the far side. Ryan Swank on the near side. Swank takes the shot, and it's a save that time by Sean Finneran. It goes off of the edge of his stick, and the Blue Jays retain possession here. We are 2 minutes into this third quarter. We're so glad you're logged on to Blue Jay Lacrosse. It's the season opener for both of these two ball clubs, Elmhurst University and the Milwaukee School of Engineering. And now we've got a whistle here, stops the play. It'll be Blue Jay ball, a new 80-second shot clock. Marcus Yendall on the restart. He gets it up here to Hind. Blue Jays led 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. Led 8-4 at halftime. Ethan Stepanek, just about a minute into this third quarter, picked up his 3rd goal of the game. And it is now 9-4 Blue Jays. Swank takes the shot on goal. Another save that time by Finneran. So Sean Finneran has had a couple of nice saves here in goal for the Raiders in this third quarter. Tony Marbs back into the game, number 45 for the Blue Jays. As they turn the ball over, it'll be Blue Jays now back on the attack.
Yeah, turnover 6, no pause.
Trent Nyberg passes it up to Moran. And Moran flips it to Marcus Yendall. Marcus to the wing on the far side. Stepanek, what a game it has been for the young freshman. His shot on goal. Does a somersault after the shot. Blue Jays retain possession here. Up by 5, 9-4 here with 11:37 to play here in the third quarter. Back of the cage is Yendall. Marcus now sprints, trying to get an angle. Ball down on the ground. And the ground ball is scooped up by the Raiders. That's number 55. That's Jacob Killian on the attack now for the Raiders. And Brown couldn't quite handle that one as the Raiders turn the ball over. There's the restart whistle by the official. Coming back into the game, number 21, Daniel Keese. Keese, a defenseman, 5'10" sophomore from Long Beach, California. Quite a number of Blue Jays from California. I'm wondering how they like the snow here in the month of February here in the Elmhurst area. We've had a ton of snow. This is the final weekend of the month of February. Glad to get this month behind us, right? A couple more weeks until spring. Again, the next game for the Blue Jays will be Wednesday night against Marion. That's a 6 o'clock face-off. And then a week from today, Saturday, March 6th, a 1 o'clock face-off against Concordia, Wisconsin. So the Blue Jays open up their season with 3 straight home games here at Langhorse Field. And Coach Morrell, he'll be the first one to tell you got to take care of business here at home. And that's what the Blue Jays are trying to do here tonight, trying to win their season opener. Shot on goal that time by Riley Wyatus.
Reset again, and then run it. Reset and run it. Okay.
Wyatus brings it over here to the near side here to Nelson. And they work it behind the cage now to the far side. Brown lost it, got it back. Brown working against Castaneda. Good defense by the Blue Jays here as the Raiders cannot penetrate. They work it behind the cage. Firing and taking the shot is Tanner Whips, but a save by Delgado. Whips has a couple of goals in the first half for the Raiders. He really wound up and fired that one, but a nice save by Delgado. Score remains 9-4. The only goal here in this third quarter so far came with 14:08 to play in the quarter. Ethan Stepanek scored his third goal of the game to make it 9-4. And that's where we're at right now as we approach the 9-minute mark of the quarter. Wyatus gives it up. Krieger's shot is wide to the right. Krieger looking for his third goal of the night, but it came up wide. 8:51 left here in the third. Sean Roberts returns, number 15 for the Raiders. Roberts has the ball now. Roberts working around a screen set by Max Jenny. Whips shot is wide again to the right. So a couple shots on goal here, one by Whips, one by Krieger in the last couple of moments. Both have been wide to the right. .8:20 to go here in the third. And Whips will jog it behind the cage now. Whips stops, now he continues to go, shoots, and Delgado with the save. Krieger ahead to Jenny, and Jenny scores. Krieger with the assist. Comes with 8:02 to play here in this third quarter. It is now 9-5. So give the goal to Max Jenny and the assist to Krieger.
MSOE goal, number 4, Max Jenny, assisted by number 3, Kyle Krieger.
So Max Jenny in the scoring column. Last year, Jenny had 6 points, all 6 goals. He had 7 shots, 4 ground balls for Max Jenny. Comes up with a goal here, the 5'8" senior from Rochester, Minnesota. So Whips with 2 goals, Krieger with 2 goals, and now Max Jenny with a goal for the Raiders. And it makes it 9-5. That was a big goal for the Raiders as they are now trailing by just 4. And there's a violation, and it's going to be Raiders ball now. We are under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The Raiders trying to grab some momentum and trying to get back into this game as they find themselves trailing by just 4 here. Here's Whips. Got cut off. They work it around up top to Jenny. Turning and shooting the goal there, shot that time was Eric Nelson. Now we got substitutions here for both teams coming into the game. For the Blue Jays, it's number 14, Cullen Nordman into the game. Contact near midfield. Blue Jays, 10 seconds to get it over here. And it's stolen and picked up by Jenny. Jenny on the attack, gets checked. Krieger. And the shot and the goal. It's good by number 30. That's Larry Holmgren.
30 from 3.
Give the assist to Krieger. Another assist for Krieger. This goal by Larry Holmgren. And the score is now 9-6, and boy, the Raiders team is really fired up right now. The momentum has shifted a little bit here with 6:50 to go. Larry Holmgren, a 5'10" freshman from Lake Villa, Illinois, went to Lakes Community, and he brings the Raiders now to within 3. 9-6. And a timeout taken by Coach Morrell and the Blue Jays here. Well, it was a good start to the quarter. Ethan Stepanek scored his 3rd goal of the night. That made it a 9-4 in favor of the Blue Jays, but back-to-back goals for the Raiders, one by Max Jenny with 8:02 remaining. That made it 9-5, and now with 6:50 to go, a goal by Larry Holmgren makes it 9-6. See Coach Morrell there with instructions to his ball club, hoping to stop the bleeding here. Ben Luke, if you're looking at the scoring recap, Ben Luke has 4 goals for the Blue Jays. Ethan Stepanek has 3. A goal apiece by a couple of seniors. Andrew Freerich has a goal. Marcus Yandal has a goal as well. The 2 all-conference performers from a couple of years ago. So both teams getting out of their respective huddles here. Jake Delgado goes back to his goalkeeping position for the Blue Jays. Boy, you have to have a short memory if you're a goalkeeper, don't you? Jake Delgado has done a good job in goal for the Blue Jays tonight. Sean Finneran, after a shaky start, number 1 for the Raiders, he has kind of settled in, and he has had some nice saves for the Raiders. Lemke on the face-off for Elmhurst, and he's going up against Wilhelm for the Raiders. And nobody has won that face-off yet. Still nobody has control. And now finally the Blue Jays come away with it. That's number 32, Jacob Hunter, who finally came away with it. And a goal for the Blue Jays. That is Ryan Moran that scores for the Blue Jays. It comes with 6:24 to go here in the 3rd.
22 from 1 is the goal.
Marcus Yandal getting the assist for Ryan Moran, his 1st goal of the night, and that makes it now 10-6. It was a whistle, but was after the goal apparently.
From number 1, Marcus Yandal.
Ryan Moran, 5'10" senior from Eagan, Minnesota, scores the goal. The short stick midi.
With the goal, they might have waved it. Okay, they waved it, they picked it up on the phone. Okay. Nope, here it comes.
Well, there may have been a penalty here now as the official walking over here. We'll get the call here. Slashing penalty against Jared Wilhelm, number 10 for the Raiders. Score the goal by Ryan Moran. And so the 1 minute infraction by Wilhelm, and it'll be a man-up situation now for the Blue Jays here. 6:24 remaining here in the third. Blue Jays lead it by a score of 10-6. Ryan Moran becomes the 5th different Blue Jay to score here tonight. Blue Jays won the last face-off. This face-off is won by nobody has possession yet. Wow, there's some hitting going on, and now a flag comes flying. Actually, a couple of flags come flying from all different directions. Boy, there was some hard hitting going on there. And the two officials are talking things over and figuring out, straightening everything out there. And may have been an illegal cross check. But we'll get the decision from the official here as he walks over after getting handed his flag back.
Yes, because they're going to get a free clear. Just oh no, because we're actually going to be even. So
Marcus Yandal is taking a knee. Cross check penalty against Marcus Yandal. So he joins Jared Wilhelm on the sideline taking a knee. 6:05 remaining here in the third quarter. It is 10-6 in favor of the Blue Jays. Both teams scoring 2 goals here in the third quarter. So the Blue Jays led by 4 at halftime. We are just under 6 minutes to go in the third. They still lead by 4. Big goal there by Ryan Moran. That's kind of stopped the bleeding there. 2 straight goals by the Raiders, one by Max Jenny and one by Larry Holmgren. 10-6 Elmhurst. Ground ball picked up. It'll be Raiders ball as they get it to Tanner Whips at the point. Whips gives it up. 30 seconds to go on the shot clock. Krieger back up top to Whips.
Still extra man. He's in the fray. Even strength.
And now both teams are at even strength here now. Loose ball picked up by the Raiders. Shot clock has expired. It is a shot clock violation here. The turn it over. It'll be Blue Jay ball here. Good defense by Coach Morrell's ball club. 4:45 remaining here in the third. 10-6. Blue Jays with the lead. Boy, a good competitive game here tonight. This is an exciting Blue Jay ball club, folks. We thank you so much for logging on again. Wednesday night, Blue Jays will be back in action here at Langhorse Field against Marion. Second of 3 straight home games. 1 week from today, it'll be a 1 o'clock face-off against Concordia of Wisconsin, Saturday, March 6th. So as I mentioned earlier, 3 straight home games to start the season for Coach Morrell's Blue Jays. And a flag comes out. And a save there by Finneran. And now we'll get an indication and find out what the flag was all about. Penalty will be on Jacob Boynowicz of the Raiders.
1 minute for a slash.
He takes a knee. It'll be a 1 minute slashing penalty against Boynowicz. So a man-up situation here for the Blue Jays here with 3:55 to go here in the third. Great opportunity for Elmhurst to add to its 4-goal lead here. Circling around in the middle there is big number 42, Ethan Stepanek. As that shot on goal by Ben Luke is wide. Boy, Luke just a sophomore, Stepanek just a freshman. Shot on goal from the point, Cullen Nordman. That one is wide. Yandal will track it down behind the cage and will restart the clock. Another shot by Ben Luke. Boy, the Blue Jays getting some shots on goal here on this possession. Yandal is getting a workout there, tracking down the ball behind the cage. Still a man-up situation here for the Blue Jays. Really no need to hurry. Take your time. Get the shot with the man up. Ball down on the ground, but the Blue Jays retain possession. Shot on goal, Nordman. And again, that one is wide. Cullen Nordman gets the shot. Boy, I believe that's 4 shots on goal for the Blue Jays here. Another shot on goal. That one is wide. That was a Blaine Hind with the shot from the wing. Under 3 minutes to play here in the third.
Ron Horn.
And that is a turnover. We heard the whistle for the shot clock was wound down, and now both teams at full strength. So the Blue Jays, boy, they had a couple of 3 or 4 opportunities on the man-up situation, just couldn't put it in the back of the net. And so the score remains 10-6 as the Blue Jays do not capitalize on the man-up situation. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Marcus Yandal now setting up the offense. Number 1 with the ball, throws it off to the wing. Hind, guarded by Holmgren. Hind comes in, goes down on the ground. It's scooped up by Finneran, and now it's the Raiders with possession. Defensive substitution, Jacob Hunter into the game. Also number 21, Daniel Keese back in for the Blue Jays. Boy, Whips took a shot to the helmet area, to the head, and he comes out of the game. Coming into the game for him is Kyle Hedblom. Going behind the cage that time, Eric Nelson. Ball down on the ground, and it's scooped up by the Blue Jays as the Raiders commit the turnover. Quickly ahead is Ryan Moran. Moran gets shoved out, and he'll step out and he'll go behind the cage and he'll set up the offense here. Dropped it, trying to get it, and the ball is going to go out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Raiders as the Blue Jays turn the ball over. We are at the 1 minute mark of this third quarter. Stick around, folks. This fourth quarter might be interesting here. The Blue Jays lead it by 4, 10-6. Both teams scoring 2 goals here in this third quarter. Max Jenny, Larry Holmgren each scoring for the Raiders. Ethan Stepanek and Ryan Moran each scoring for the Blue Jays here in the third. 36 seconds to go in the quarter. They get it behind the cage to Krieger. Trent Nyberg working on him. Krieger centers, and the Blue Jays pick up the ground ball. Trent Nyberg gets the ground ball. Turnover for the Raiders here. 18 seconds to go in the quarter. They get it back to Delgado. Delgado gets it ahead to Nordman. Working ahead to Yandal. Marcus with the pass. intended to Ben Luke, and Ben Luke couldn't quite handle the pass, and now it'll be the Raiders as the final seconds winding down here in the third quarter. And that will do it as you hear the siren go off. It's the Blue Jays leading by 4 at the end of 3, 10-6 over the visiting Raiders from the Milwaukee School of Engineering. So we'll head into the fourth quarter. Blue Jays lead at 10-6. Elmhurst led at the half by 4, 8-4. And as I mentioned, both teams scoring 2 goals in that third quarter. So the Blue Jays with a 4-goal advantage heading into the final 15 minutes of this one. Boy, whoever scores the next goal, it's going to be could be very a decisive goal here. The Blue Jays score the next goal, they'll be up 5. But if the Raiders obviously score a goal, they'll be within 3 and they'll be right back into this game. So the next game will be critical, or the next goal, I should say, will be critical for either team. Well, we hope you were logged on earlier today for women's Blue Jay basketball. Tethny Carrillo and her ball club, unfortunately, though, came up short against the Carthage Firebirds. 58-48 was the final this afternoon from R.A. Faginal Hall. Courtney O'Donnell had 16 points to lead the Blue Jays. It was senior day as the 7 seniors were recognized this afternoon. Marissa Urso, Mia Reese, Courtney Schutz, Emma Nelson, Kelly Wyrich, Elena Cabrera, and Courtney O'Donnell were the 7 seniors that were recognized today. But unfortunately, the Blue Jays came up a little bit short, losing 58-48 to the Carthage Firebirds. The men's team also came up short. The men's team played Carthage up in Kenosha, and John Baines' ball club came up short. 81-70 was the final score in that ball game. It was just the second loss of the year for the Blue Jays. Elmhurst finishes the regular season 6-2 as they had a 6-game winning streak snapped this afternoon. So both teams will enter into their respective CCIW conference tournaments next week, and we wish them both all the luck. And so now we are ready for the face-off to start the fourth quarter. 10-6 Blue Jays. Jacob Lemke and Jared Wilhelm with the face-off. Oh, fancy catch there by Lemke as the Blue Jays get possession of the face-off to start the fourth quarter. See if they can get a goal here. Over here on the near side now, it's Stepanek with the 3 goals. He brings it up top now. This is Nordman. Back into the game is Hind, number 2. Bring it over to the far side now. Freerich spins. Back up top, Nordman. Good movement. Hind. Hind behind the cage now, trying to center it. Freerich with fancy move. The senior has it blocked and denied, and the turnover, and the Raiders pick it up. Nice defensive play by MSOE. A minute gone by here in this final quarter. 10-6 in favor of the Blue Jays. Ben Luke, the sophomore, is the scoring leader. He has 4 goals tonight. Ethan Stepanek has a hat trick. He has 3 goals. Can the Blue Jays hold on to this 4-goal lead and capture their first goal win of the season? Minute and a half gone by here in this fourth quarter. Going down to the knee that time was Eric Nelson, and now we've got a whistle. And we've got an injured Raider down there. It was not Nelson, but
So penalty is on Elmhurst.
There is going to be a penalty. It's going to be on the. It's going to be on the Blue Jays.
Offside.
It's going to be offsides against Elmhurst. Try to get a number down. Try to find a number on the injured Raider. I think it's 20. It might be 27. Be Riley Wyatus, who is the injured Raider. We mentioned the Blue Jays opening up the season with 3 straight home games. These Raiders from MSOE open up the season with 2 road games. They're, of course, tonight here at Langhorse Field. They'll be at Illinois Wesleyan on Wednesday. And then they'll have 3 straight home games, the Raiders will. North Central on March 6th, Carthage on March 10th, and then Southwestern on March 14th. That'll be a 1 o'clock face-off against Southwestern on March 14th. See the injured Raider. It is indeed number 27 for MSOE. That's Riley Wyatus. Riley, a 6', 170-pound sophomore from Sylvan Lake, Alberta, Canada. As he gets assisted off, and the trainer for the Raiders will take a look at him. So Raiders ball in the restart here. Penalty, by the way, was on Ethan Stepanek. So Stepanek down, and it'll be a man-up situation here for the Raiders. Krieger on the far side brings it over here to Whips. Whips takes the shot and scores. Whips now has 3 goals for the Raiders. With the man-up situation here, so the Raiders do a nice job of converting on the man-up situation as Whips scores his 3rd goal of the game.
Whips from number 3, Kyle Krieger.
Kyle Krieger gets the assist, and that now makes it 10-7. And we've got ourselves a game here, folks. 10-7 Blue Jays with 12:44 to go. Tanner Whips scores his 3rd goal of the night. Kyle Krieger gets the assist, and it's 10-7 now. The Blue Jays are going to have to stay aggressive and see if they can come back with a goal of their own here. Moran picks up the ground ball for the Blue Jays. Ryan Moran gets bumped around. Gets it back to the goalkeeper, Delgado. The Blue Jays clear. So both teams now at full strength here as we approach the 12-minute mark of this one. Still plenty of time left here for the Raiders. Blue Jays lead is at 3. Nordman got cut off, throws it out to the wing. They bring it behind the cage now, and Gendal will come out. Marcus got bumped. Now we have a whistle here as Freerich slow to get up. Him and another Blue Jay is down. Freerich is okay. He got up. Marcus Yandal is down. Wow, the 2 seniors went down at about the same time. Freerich came up, but Marcus Yandal is still down, and boy, this is not good. Marcus having trouble getting up, and now he's trying to turn, and oh my, this is not good. Certainly don't want to speculate, but we hopefully Marcus will be okay. All-conference performer in 2018 and 2019 for the Blue Jays. One of the senior leaders on this ball club, and he He's trying to get up, and he goes back down now. As the training staff now coming out and taking a look at Marcus. Hopefully he will be okay. Boy, that 2019 season in which Marcus was an all-conference performer, he started all 17 games as an attackman for the Blue Jays. Second team all-conference performer for the second straight year. Had a total of 38 goals 2 years ago, 41 assists, 79 points on the year, Marcus Yandall did. And it looks like he's walking okay here. He's up and under his own power now, coming over to the sideline here. So, boy, hopefully Marcus will be okay. Hopefully just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit. But he's not even limping or anything. So hopefully Marcus Yandall will be okay. Keep an eye on him, number one. We'll see if he gets back into the game here tonight. 11:25 remaining in the game. Blue Jays in possession and a 3-goal lead here, 10-7. There's a shot on goal that time by Hind, and the save by Finneran. Another nice save by Finneran. Sean Finneran, both goalkeepers have had pretty good games tonight. Whips gets it across midfield here for the Raiders. Gets pushed from behind by Moran. Here's Nelson on the drive and got pushed out a bit. Nelson spins, brings it behind the cage to Brown. Brown got cut off, passes up in front, ball down on the ground, scooped up by Whips. Whips lost control of it as they turn it over. Blue Jays. Big turnover there by the Raiders. Elmhurst, see if they can, well, shot on goal and a save by Finneran. Another shot on goal, wow. Finneran is stepping up nicely here for the Raiders here. A couple of huge goal stops on goal. Under 10 minutes remaining here now. Blue Jays holding on to a 3-goal lead. Again, this Milwaukee School of Engineering, they were 4-1 last year. And in those 5 games, they scored 85 goals. Averaged 17 goals a game. So this is a good ball club. Swank brings it up top for the Blue Jays. 45 on the shot clock. Nordman and the goal that time by Ben Luke. So Ben Luke scores the goal, his 5th goal of the game. Comes with 9:13 remaining here in the 4th quarter. And a big goal
16, Ben Luke,
for Ben Luke.
14, Colin Norman.
It's now 11-7 as the Blue Jays now lead it back by 4. So they led at halftime by 4. And they lead now with 9:13 to go in the game by 4. Fifth goal of the game for Ben Luke. What a game by the sophomore.
Won by MSOE ground ball 91.
Face-off won by the Raiders. They bring it out on top here. Under 9 minutes remaining here in this 4th quarter. Season opener, men's lacrosse. Elmhurst University Milwaukee School of Engineering. It has been a competitive battle throughout tonight. Good defense by the Blue Jays. Roberts brings it out on top. Krieger backs up, now tries to make a move, trying to get the angle, shoots wide to the right. Krieger with the shot on goal, and now the Blue Jays on the attack here. Marcus Yandall scores! Marcus Yandall had the position. Boy, he was right next to Sean Finner, the goalkeeper, and a quick catch and shoot. Yandall with his second goal of the game comes with 7:48 remaining, and the Blue Jays now lead it by a score of 12-7.
Elmhurst goal, number 1, Marcus Yandall from number 32.
So Yandall, his second goal of the game. His first goal came with 1:45 remaining in the first half. His first goal made it 8-3, and now his second goal making it 12-7. So 2 back-to-back goals by the Blue Jays after Tanner Whipp scored a goal to pull the Raiders to within 3. Ben Luke with a goal, and now Marcus Yandall, and the lead is back up to 5 for the Blue Jays. Toby Marbs, number 45, with a long stick in possession, off to Stepanek. Stepanek had it poked away nicely that time by Bennett Harris, and it's a turnover. Good reach in there by Bennett Harris to create the turnover. Tanner whips, and now the ball is loose. Ground ball picked up by Stepanek at midfield, and he loses it. Ball on the ground, and now we got a whistle. And what's the call? There's it's a flag thrown, I believe. Tony Marbs is going to, I believe, take a knee for the Blue Jays. I think this one is going to be against Elmhurst. So it'll be a Raiders man-up situation here. Flag was thrown on the very far side of the field as Tony Marbs is in the penalty area. These 3 officials are still talking things over here. It's a 1-minute penalty against Marbs. Unnecessary roughness against Tony Marbs. So it's a 1-minute penalty, and so the Raiders with a chance here now. The man-up situation, but they find themselves trailing by 5. Boy, it'd be a different story a couple minutes ago when they were only down by 3. But nevertheless, they do have the man-up situation here on the penalty by Marbs. Raiders patient on the possession, but they turn the ball over. So a critical error here for the Raiders as they turn the ball over here now, and the Blue Jays can take their time here and wait to get back to full strength. 6:33 remaining.
If he's successful, you can count it as a clear attempt.
And if not, you just don't.
You charge it as a regular turnover and not a clear attempt.
A couple of seconds remaining in the Marbs penalty here. And the Blue Jays want to run it off here. And the penalty is over as Ryan Swank back into the game. Both teams now at full strength. So the Raiders, with a man-up situation, they create a turnover, and so they do not capitalize on the man-up situation here.
Reset, he says, reset.
Reset the shot clock here, and so the Blue Jays with a chance now to run some more clock here. The Blue Jays have the ball. They have a 5-goal lead, 5:43 left, and a fresh 80-second shot clock. So Coach Morrell, I'm sure, will just want to see his club run some clock here. Ryan Swank will jog it behind the cage. Defender goes down. Swank brings it over here to the near side of Yendall. Stepanek brings it out wisely as they continue to work it around the perimeter. Yendall brings it up top. Here's Freerich. Freerich has an opening, shoots. And the loose ball on the far side is going to go to the Raiders, but we are under 5 minutes to go. So the clock's starting to become a factor for the Raiders as they've got the ball, but they're trailing by 5.
Ground ball to MSOE.
Ground ball, this is Boynowicz. And a turnover for the Raiders will bring the ball back over to the Blue Jays here. Big turnover. Boy, a couple of turnovers here in the last couple of moments for the Raiders. Remember, they had that turnover when they had the man-up situation, and now they have another turnover here. And now Elmhurst with the ball, and they will try to burn as much clock as they can. 4.5 minutes left. It is a 5-goal lead. Ben Luke has 5 goals for the Blue Jays. Ethan Stepanek has a hat trick. He has 3 goals to lead the Blue Jays here tonight as we come up on the 4-minute mark of this one. And Elmhurst in no hurry here. Shot clock is down to 25. Hind. Some fancy footwork there by Hind. Now he gets pushed off into the center. Now comes back here to the near side. Spins. Boy, nice little spin move to break free. Shot clock is down to 6. And the Blue Jays turn it over. But they did run a lot of clock. I mean, we're at 3:25 now, so they did run a lot of clock off that last possession. It is still a 5-goal lead here. Elmhurst has scored the last 2 goals, one by Yendall and then Ben Luke's 5th goal of the night. 12-7. Boy, this would be a hard-fought victory tonight for the Blue Jays. Under 3 minutes now remaining. And the Raiders, they're going to have to take some chances and just try to put the ball in the net here.
No cause, ground ball to 26.
And they do not get a shot on goal off on that possession. Clear attempt now for the Blue Jays as they get it across. Ryan Swank, number 36 for the Blue Jays. Marcus Yendall is behind the cage. He's got the ball now as he comes to the far side as they work it around. Nordman now at the point. He's got it. And Cullen will jog it out here to the near side. Nordman gets checked. Now Cullen jogs behind the cage, stops, comes back here to the near side. To the top, Hind. Boy, we are already under 2 minutes to go here in this one. Now it's Marcus Yendall. The Blue Jays doing a great job here running the clock the last 2 or 3 possessions here. Running the clock down, 16 seconds left to go on the shot clock. And Nordman zigging and zagging. Brings it up top. Shot by Endall. And it will be tracked down behind the cage by Hind. 1:26 remaining in this one. It looks like the Blue Jays will come away with the victory. A 5-goal lead here, 1:20 to go. So the overall series will now go a 3-0 advantage for the Blue Jays over the Raiders. Elmhurst now 1-0 on the season. The Raiders will go to 0-1 start the season.
Caused by 31. Turnover 3, caused by 31.
54 seconds remaining in this one. And the Blue Jays can just run this one out. 12-7 Blue Jays with the lead. As I mentioned earlier, Elmhurst scored the first 4 goals of this game. They led 3-0 at the end of 1. They led 8-4 at halftime. They led 10-6 at the end of 3. And now it looks like the final score is going to be 12-7 here with just 22 seconds remaining.
We don't need the paper, but we need the walkie back.
Big story of the game tonight. Ben Luke, the 5'10 sophomore, scoring 5 goals tonight. Freshman Ethan Stepanek with the hat trick. The 6'6 freshman had 3 goals. Final seconds winding down. And your final score from Langhorst Field as the Blue Jays knock off the Raiders tonight by a score of 12-7. So Elmhurst successful in its season opener as they win it by 5 over the Milwaukee School of Engineering. So the next game for the Blue Jays will be Wednesday night, March 3rd, 6 o'clock. Opening face-off, that'll be against Marion here at Langhorst Field. So that'll do it. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's game. We thank you so much for logging on. The Blue Jays come away with a win, 12-7 over the Raiders from the Milwaukee School of Engineering. This is Mark Kruger saying so long. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your night. So long, everybody.